Welcome back everyone, and oh my gosh, the update is finally here. inZoi dropped the October patch this morning and it's packed. I've been waiting for this one and I know you have too, especially for all the new build mode content. There are so many new items and design features, I honestly had to give it its own video. Today we're diving into all the fresh furniture, decor, and building tools that came with this update, and trust me, some of these pieces are game changers for cozy builds, modern homes, and even anything in between. So grab some coffee, get comfy, and let's jump into the new build mode catalog. Let's go. So first thing you'll notice is they did add a few new fences, which I am absolutely obsessed with the variety, not just in style, but also in height. These ones are perfect for cozy little gardens, and one of the biggest game changers about this game is the fact that you can change the texture of any of these fences, and that completely changes the look. And I just want to say I love these matching fences here. With the height difference, I think that you could really make a super cool mismatched fence design. It really adds like a little bit of realism when you do things like that aren't always super clean and perfect. So I'm excited to play around with that. This taller fence is so cool. I think it looks just like a divider. So this could potentially have multiple uses for your builds. If you do something like this, it totally looks like a divider that you would have, you know, in your home, but that you could implement obviously outside. I love it. I'm obsessed. I think it has so many potential uses. So I'm super excited to use those, but what I'm about to show you is even more exciting. They added double doors. If you've been building in this game, you may feel the same way that I do, but I am so excited. I didn't realize they were adding double doors, so that was a really pleasant surprise for me this morning when I opened up the game and saw the variety of double doors. I've been making mock ones, which isn't ideal because of the way you lock the doors to keep strangers out of your home, etc. It still works, but to have double doors in the game, oh my goodness, I am so excited. Look how beautiful they are. Let's get up close in there because that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. The design variety, they just really hit the nail on the head with all of these doors. I am so excited to do a new build. They have ones like this with panels. One thing I will say is I was hoping for some arched doorways, but I think eventually in time they will add things like arched doorways, hopefully curved walls, and things like that. Until then, I am extremely pleased with what we have to work with. This door, look at this door. Look at this door. Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, fabulous. I love it. I love it. I wasn't expecting double doors. Look how gorgeous that is. I'm definitely going to be using these doors. There's such a great variety too. They really covered all the bases, honestly. You have your modern style, and then you have like these ones with the panels for a more elegant, traditional feel. Obsessed. And even with the windows on the side, the matching windows so they have the same height. Oh, that is just chef's kiss. Oh, they even added higher levels, so let's get a taller wall in here and take a look at these taller doors. And I love that the taller doors aren't just copies of the smaller ones. They have their own look, their own style. They're not just the same doors but taller, you know what I mean? Oh my god, I love that one. Imagine that one as like a master bedroom doorway in a mansion, like a large, elegant mansion. That is gorgeous. They really hit the nail on the head with all of these new items. I am super excited for my next build. Moving on now to some furniture items. I love this bed. I am so excited. First of all, this is one of my favorite styles of bed. I love four-post beds. But aside from that, there are so many fun ways that you could decorate this bed. You could hang a plant from it. You could put string lights on it. You can change the texture and make it look like a completely different bed. So I am really excited to see what I come up with for this bed. In fact, there's so many items in here that they added that I said to myself, I cannot wait to see what our talented community does with all of these items. We have a new rug. Super cute. Love the rug. They added 2 new mirrors. This first mirror is stunning. I love the shape. Look at it in gold. It's such a perfect piece. And then they did a smaller one, which I am also obsessed with. All of these items, I cannot wait to use them. I'm so excited. This 3-panel mirror here is T. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with all of these items. If you didn't catch that yet, I love everything they added to the game. They added 2 new wall decor pieces. We have this one here with the little bag hanging from it, and then there's a variant that they added with a little plant. Love that, especially because I'm always adding plants to all of my builds. Nice little pop of green. Perfect. There is a new fireplace. Look at that arched hearth. Love it so much. And this TV. Now that's a TV. That has Sims vibes all over it. If you're an OG Sims player and you remember the giant TV, that's what it reminds me of. I love it. It's perfect. There's another fan now, this little small one. I'm so glad they added some more little clutter items, because if you've seen any of my builds, you know I love my clutter. So that little fan is definitely going to be put to use. It's perfect for like a little office or even a little workshop. That's a perfect little clutter item. This bathroom cabinet is perfect. It has the little folded towels inside. It has a couple little bottles. I love it. 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 I'm always adding the little baskets with the towels because there's so many fun places you could use those too. You wouldn't need to just use this in a bathroom. You could actually use it in, say, a little home gym. You could use it in a couple of fun little places. Even your kitchen, if you wanted to pretend they were hand towels. Towels are always a really great clutter accessory. Top on my list. They added a couple of outdoor pieces as well. We've got this stone table with a little bench. It doesn't snap on, so I'm not sure if they're meant to go together or if they're just meant to match, or if that's just something that's not functioning yet because the update is new. So I'm not totally sure about that, but the chair does not snap to the table, so I wouldn't expect them to sit down and, say, eat a meal at the table. I'm not sure that they're able to do that. Same thing with this wooden table with the umbrella here. I noticed the bench does not snap. So that's something to think about. That's not a big deal for me, but that might bother some people. Or if you're wondering why it's not working, I don't think it's supposed to yet. If yours works differently or you were able to get it to function, let me know in the comments. These party tables they added are perfect for a wedding venue build, or a backyard wedding even. This is the Halloween treat bucket. If you put this outside your house, you'll get trick-or-treaters. I think it's between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. You'll have children knock on your door, and if you give them candy and interact with them, you get certain prizes. And the candy has different flavors apparently. I haven't tested this yet. This is just what I read. I believe there's like grape, strawberry, pumpkin. I don't think that's all of the flavors, but you have the potential to get a special prize for handing out the different flavors of the candy to the children. So that's kind of cool. And now in this update, you can apparently have funerals. So they did add some funeral items. You have this decorative tombstone here with this stone podium, and obviously you have your wooden casket. They added another tombstone as well. It doesn't have the decorative pattern on it. So there's a variety of the tombstones here. You have your wreath with flowers, little board here. There's 2 different ones. Okay. I actually play with aging off because I'm a little bit sensitive to this kind of stuff, especially, you know, when we get our pets patch. I definitely will not be playing with aging on. But for those of you who do a more realistic gameplay, having the funeral items and the option to have a real funeral is actually, and that might be healing for some. So it's kind of cool that they're offering that option. And the pieces are really beautiful. You can tell they put a lot of thought into them. The mounds, the grass is literally blowing in the wind. So they did a really nice job with the details on all of these items. Now, I have to say, this is the section that I am most excited for. So let's get rid of some of this stuff here so we can get a good view, because these special effects are so cool. I am really excited for the special effects because it is really going to level up a lot of builds. This is confetti. So they have a confetti special effect now. You can have confetti falling from the ceiling. How cool is that? You have a birthday party for your Zoi with confetti falling. You got your bubbles. The bubbles are so cool. You could do a custom hot tub build and add bubbles. You could add them to your next to your bathtub. You've got your smoke here. That's super cool. We didn't have smoke before. We only had the mist. I think it's called mist or steam. You got your money falling from the ceiling. You got butterflies. I just paid for butterflies in Disney Dreamlight Valley that look like this because look how magical that is. You better believe I am going to be making a beautiful garden with butterflies flying around. I am so excited for the butterflies, okay? That is cool. If you're having a celebration or a birthday party, New Year, that's super cool. Okay, the petals, the cherry blossom petals. I am so excited. You got your leaves falling. These special effects are just going to make every build so much more special. These glowing moats around like a magical garden. I'm not actually really sure what you could use that for, but it's so cool that we have all these options now. Look at the different fire designs. There's so many different ones. You could literally just make like a crazy abandoned building that's like burning and like full of smoke. Every build is going to be just on a whole other level than it was before. I'm so excited. Look at this steam. Look how the steam is trailing up. You could literally put that over a bowl of soup and get just such a cozy feel. One of the best things about this game is how realistic it is and how immersive it can be. And these special effects, I'm just so blown away. That's all I can say. I'm blown away. Okay, and if you think this electricity is cool, wait till you see this. They literally added lightning coming from the sky. Are you kidding me? That's lightning, y'all. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out because you got to see the big picture here. What? That is so cool. Did you want to make a haunted house for Halloween? Because there you go. That's the cherry on the sundae because that lightning is just too cool. That is just too cool. inZoi, huge props. And then you have your flock of bats. And if you thought this was just a Halloween decoration, you're wrong. Because think about how many ways you could use these bats. You could build an attic and put boxes and bats in it. Okay, that is an immersive attic. How cool is it that we have the option to do things like that in this game? You don't just get build items, you get special effects. Okay, that is so cool. All right, I'm pretty sure that's all of the new build mode items covered in this update, but if I happen to miss anything, definitely let me know down in the comments. And if you've already been experimenting with these new pieces and have creative ideas or build tips, share those too. I love seeing how everyone uses new content differently. It always sparks inspiration. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the rest of the update coverage. I'll see you in the next one. Happy building!